What's going on, guys? King Strats here, back in the video on the channel, and today this is actually the third time I've been here. Went to a place called River Edge Diner. It's located in River Edge, New Jersey. I'm not sure about the ratings. I didn't look because I have been here before. I know the ratings are relatively high, and the big reason why I went there, my favorite dessert of all time is at this place. Yes, I hardly have ever picked favorites, but this dessert in particular is like on the Mount Rushmore of desserts. No joke. So I go in and there's this giant panel of just mad desserts. And the first time I ever saw this, I'll never forget it. It was like one of them R&B movie moments. Music. You feel me? I'm losing my mind already. I had to get it. Baklava and cheesecake are two of my favorite desserts. It's in my top 5, both of them. So when I made a baklava cheesecake, there was no way I wasn't going to get it. So this, I've had a bunch of times on this channel. This is the third time I've had it. And it's magical. So I'm not going to eat it first. But just know, that's why I went. Also wanted to try some different things, so I got a peanut butter cheesecake because it looked good. I couldn't decide. There's so many desserts there. And then I decided to risk it for the biscuit and get something that I just feel like diners shouldn't make, but they do anyway. So I got a chicken parm, and I'm not going to lie, it looks really mid. To be honest, right off the bat. Also got a Philly cheesesteak panini, which looks like it has real ribeye in there, shaved ribeye, which is a big bonus. It's their #1 ordered item on the menu, so I wanted to try that. So drop a thumbs up. Also went to see Creed, which is why it is a Wednesday, and I'm at a diner, and it's about 11 o'clock or something like that. The movie was good. I'll talk about it a little bit towards the end, but drop a thumbs up. You guys are in the vibes. Different food. We put out different videos every day, different things at this point. We're just going all over the place, but I just like to chop it up and make food content because I am just, I don't know, man. I love y'all. Let's get into it. I am going to start with the chicken parm. People who don't know what chicken parm is, it is pounded out chicken breast, which you bread and then you fry and then you add marinara sauce as well as usually mozzarella or provolone cheese. I've eaten a lot of chicken parm being in New Jersey. There's a lot of good Italian places, and why this looks so off to me is that there just doesn't seem to be a lot of sauce on it. But, you know, the bread does seem good, so we're just going to have to try this one out and see what's going on with this. I look utterly perplexed. So let's see. This almost makes me upset. I'm not gonna lie. This is weird. If you wouldn't have told me this is a chicken parm sandwich, I'd be like, yo, this is crazy good. So let me break it down for you, alright? Nice, pretty thick piece of chicken breast right there. You can see, sometimes it's much thinner than that, but they give you a good amount. The breading is still nice and crispy because they didn't add a lot of sauce to it, which is kind of good. In a sense. The actual batter, sorry for smacking, bro, I felt that one, is seasoned well. Then you go to the inside and it's like, you get a pretty good amount of cheese, but where's the damn sauce? They just put a little, it's such a negligible amount that I feel like I'm not getting the chicken parm experience. But if you didn't tell me this was chicken parm, I would tell you this is actually pretty good. The next thing about it is that the bread, you can fall asleep on that. That's pillow soft. So, if they would have just added more sauce, or maybe I would ask for sauce on the side going forward, I would give this a much higher rating. Because it's pretty good, but I just can't designate this as a chicken parm. If they get extra points for the amount of chicken in a chicken parm, which sounds weird, but a lot of places don't give you enough chicken. So, normally, I would give this a really low rating because it's not a chicken parm, but it's actually good enough to the point that I would actually bring this all the way back up to a 5.5. If they added more sauce, probably about a 7.5 or possibly an 8, but it doesn't exist. So I'm going to take a little bit of these fries right here, and we're just going to make a fat sandwich with it. This is a thing. In New Jersey, like, they do fat sandwiches. You put fries on everything. Let me just get a bite of this fry before I even. Not much going on with those. They're just potato. A little bit of salt. That just made it drier. AMC right now has this mellow yellow, like dragon something. It's because of the movie Dungeons and Dragons. And they have a regular version and a diet version. I got the diet version. It's really good. I don't think that you'll be able to get it in stores either. AMC has some kind of deal with Coke. Ooh, I'd have been mad. But like I was saying, AMC must have a deal where, because they have a lot of exclusive flavors that I can never find. They had a winter blend of Diet Coke that was like vanilla cream or something like that, and it was fire, but they don't got it in stores. So if you're a moviegoer, when you go to that little freestyle machine, check the top part, like on the top right hand or the bottom right hand corner. There'll be like an additional circle, and just take a look and see if you got a flavor that you like, because they don't got them anywhere else. It's only at AMC. Smart by them. I'll go there just for the damn soda. Because this right here is like, it's up there. I like it. Anyway, Philly cheesesteak panini, #1 item, order on their menu, and it's kind of messy, but I don't really care about all that. But you get a lot of steak in here, and you can tell that is like actual shaved ribeye, which some places don't give you that. You get like steak 'em. This is actual shaved ribeye. Looks like there's some cheddar on here, as well as some peppers and onions. Nice big panini going on. Almost. I'll give you the pros and the cons. Here's the pros. The meat is cooked on point. It's very good, as far as how tender it is. Good amount of cheese in every bite. You can see that's a cheesy bite right there. Peppers and onions, I wish there were more, because there are some, but I would just feel like I need a little bit more, because when I get the caramelized onion, it is on point. Panini, nice and soft. Not chewy, not doughy. So here's my gripe. You see this? There's no flavor on it. There's not like just something. There's like no flavor. And I realize that some people don't season their steak, but even unseasoned steak is seasoned. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't even taste salt and pepper. Those aren't seasonings. That's a prerequisite. It comes with everything. So, if the meat had a little more seasoning, a little more flavor to it, or even a little more onion, to do something with that, it's missing flavor. But everything else, like texturally and cooking temperature, is on point. You want more bite? I can't believe they didn't season that. Like, it's almost good, but it's not. Would I eat it again? Absolutely. But if I'm rating against every other Philly cheesesteak panini or Philly cheesesteak, we gotta be honest about that. I'd give it a 4. Now we got these out of the way. Dessert time. Boom. This is a peanut butter cheesecake. They come in individual things like this, even in the bakery. You usually don't see things like that. Usually it's in like a sliced thing. But it looks like, because I hit this with my thumb accidentally, it looks like mousse going on there. You can see that big, thick peanut butter cheesecake layer going on, so, oh, that looks whippy. Look at this. Looks very light. I like that. Can I grab the whole thing? I want to try to get it all. I don't want to take it. There you go. So, just drop the piece, that's fine. Let's check that. It says advertised. The cheesecake itself, let me just get a bite of this. The cheesecake itself is actually pretty good. The mousse throws me off, because, hold on, let me just, for something called a peanut butter cheesecake, it's only topped with peanut butter. You see what I'm saying? Like, the inside is a chocolate mousse, and then you just get this peanut butter topping, which is good. But I feel like there should be more peanut butter in a peanut butter cheesecake. Taste alone, I think it's good. I just feel like it's like false advertising a little bit. This thing's about to carry my meal. But when you get it all in one bite, it is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie about that. Ooh. Right, clean table. There's also, hold on, what the hell is that? Hold on. Oh, I think we got a Reese's sighting. Is that a Reese's? Nah, false alarm. It's just chocolate. It's a good dessert though. I think you pay $5 for this. That's really not bad at all. I just wish that it had a little more peanut butter. It would have been like super high rating. Y'all know I'm a peanut butter person, so if you're gonna peanut butter me, you gotta peanut butter me. You want a peanut butter chocolate me? That's fine. But I need more peanut butter in my peanut butter chocolate. The ratio is off. So for that, still good. I'd still give it a 6. It just wouldn't be my first. And before I get into the GOAT right here, if you want to see Creed and you're a fan of the Rocky movies, you will enjoy it. There's not really much to say. It's formulaic. Meaning if you've seen Rocky movies, you understand how they're done. You're going to get the same thing that you get in most of them. But the acting is superb. Michael B. Jordan is superb. The guy that plays Kang, I believe, Jonathan Majors, I hope I got that right, is very good as the rival adversary, whatever you want to know about that. And then the peripheral actors, the woman who plays his wife, I'm not good with names right now because that acting is superb. And I think that if you're a fan, even if you're not a fan, I think you'll enjoy the movie. I did enjoy it a lot. I thought it was fun. For me being a Rocky fan, I knew what I was going to get. That's the only gripe that I had. It did a lot of things that you'll find in similarities to other movies. But I think Rocky movies are supposed to do that. I understand it's Creed, but it's a Rocky spinoff. It's very much a Rocky spinoff, and you can very much tell that you got it from Rocky. But with me being a Rocky fan in the beginning to the end, I've watched all those movies a billion times, I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Is it worth going? Yes. Unequivocally. Give me this dessert. There it is. This, ladies and gentlemen, is one of my favorite desserts ever. I wish it was still in the clear one. I'm going to put it in this one, but this is a Baklava cheesecake. So for about $7, you get this. And let me just break this down for you to actually eat it. Okay, so the bottom you have the cheesecake layer, right? But then in the middle you have this spongy sponge cake that soaks up all that baklava, you know, the sweet baklava juice, whatever you want to call that. And then you have the baklava on the top. Two of my favorite desserts just combined in one. And really good versions of those desserts combined in one. So, excuse me if I start making weird noises and stuff like that. There are certain things that I do this for. These are one of them. I'm not a big sweets guy, as weird as it is. But when I get a really good one, I will eat the whole thing. It's very rare that I eat the whole thing on dessert. I can't even grab it. I need a spoon, bro. Forks suck. I'll see y'all later. It's good every time. Every time. It just hits. It just hits. It just hits. Oh, it just hits. It just hits. It just hits. The cheesecake is amazing. This sponge soaked up all that sweet baklava-ness. And then the baklava itself is actually really good. I can't, I just, it's every time. Every time. This is why I barely ate, by the way. Just so y'all know. I will devour this thing in like 10 seconds. There are certain things in this world that are just slam dunks. And this is one of them. Come in here one more time. The cheesecake alone is amazing. The spongy cake soaked with the baklava stuff. See that sweet, sticky, honey, nutty, whatever is on there. Alone, add that W. Then you add this, and then look at the booty. See that booty? That's the booty. I don't know if you're asking for a rating. It's a 10. I give it a 10 every time. Still a 10. That's as good as it gets. I love that. I love that. Get it away from me. Okay? We try not to overeat. Trust me, I want to. Ooh. I don't think I'm giving this one away. I actually think I'm going to put it in my fridge and eat it another day. Can't have this one, bro. It's not for me. Not this time. But as always, I wanted to check in. Like I said, Creed is definitely worth it. I talk more in depth on it on Twitch, on my streams. I stream on TikTok as well. If you don't necessarily have the time or want to catch a live stream, there's a lot of people that do watch the VODs, the video on demand. Anytime that a movie comes out, the first day that it comes out, I will have a review, and it's always a brief one with no spoilers that goes a little bit more in depth than what I'm going to do on YouTube. And that's only just because I don't want to spend my whole time smacking and talking like about like whatever movie it was. I would, and personally, like, this isn't even because of like content purposes. When I'm eating, like, the last thing I want to do is start like getting into like a movie. Just, it was one of the things that became cumbersome when I was making. So it makes my life easier if I can just talk about it without having to worry about, okay, everything about the food, everything about this. So if you want to catch the VOD, which means video on demand, you don't have to necessarily watch a live stream to catch it live. It will always be in like the first 10 minutes of it. So you don't have to watch the whole 3 or 4 hour stream. You can just watch the video on demand and get a much easier one. When I get my ducks in a row, I will start repurposing those streams where I review it so that I can post more shorts. I've been posting more shorts on my second YouTube channel, which is just King Shrats 2. It's literally the same one. I believe there's a link in the description as well if you want to watch shorts and stuff like that. Some people just care more about like getting to the point. So I try to do things to keep everybody happy. It's not always the easiest thing in the world, but I am trying. I'm only one person. I am my own editor. I am my own person on multiple platforms posting all this content, including this. So bear with me. There's always steps to progress and stuff like that. And I understand some people don't like the fact that some of the content has moved. There's people saying, they wish that I did more home cooked meals. There's people that I'm just telling you that I read your comments, not that like, you're being a jerk. There's people saying they wish I did more of like the movie rankings and stuff like that. The reason that they're not on YouTube anymore is because it makes my life easier. As a content creator, to be able to put out as much content as I do, there's not many YouTubers that put out videos every single day. I am one of them. So I'm not saying that as anything other than the fact that it's true. For me, it makes my life easier having to edit and do things like that. I don't have to edit a live stream. I don't have to edit that stuff. I don't have to put in overlays and pictures and things like that. And so it makes my life easier because I do a lot of content on a daily basis, not just here, but across multiple platforms. That's always been that way. I've been on Instagram longer than I've been on YouTube, and so on. So that's why it makes my life easier. Home cooked meals, same thing. It makes my life easier because I do so much stuff. If I have to sit there and spend an hour cooking the food, another hour recording it, and then another hour editing it, that's 3 hours instead of me having to order something where I can do something while my food is being prepared by someone else. Not to mention, again, not that this is the most important thing, but it is important in the sense of I'm listening to my audience. Anytime I cook my food, it is the least viewed content that I put out. So I understand there's a smaller niche of you that want to see that, but as the person who makes the videos, I'm looking at numbers and saying, okay, people aren't commenting on this one. People aren't watching this one. The watch time is lower. So that's why. So I'm always transparent about that stuff. It's not all about views and likes, but watch time matters because that means more, like, you're watching it longer. You get what I'm saying? So I'm always transparent about that stuff. And I know some people don't like that, but you're not the one editing all this shit. And it's exhausting. And again, I have not put out a video in almost a year. I think it's been 10 months at this point. Every single day at 6 p.m. there is a video on my page. And that's just, it's not the easiest thing to do, but I do it because I enjoy doing it, and I know people look forward to watching it. So if it can make my life easier so I can be consistent as I always am, that's why I do it. I hope you understand, but this is just me being transparent because I don't sit here and say, oh, I don't feel like doing it. This is why. So cooking right now, it's such a hassle. It's if I had somebody cooking my food, great, I do. You get what I'm saying? So that's why. But that's going to be the end of the video. Again, if you want to catch a stream and stuff and you do have questions and things like that, it's much harder to get through comments like it used to be and things. But I'm still available. That's a live conversation that you can have where I try to answer almost every question on stream and stuff like that. If you didn't catch it. But otherwise, I still love you. I'm just being transparent as always. But we'll be back tomorrow. More content. I love y'all. Hand signs. They made it to YouTube.